Streamlined Piano Series Pattern Step 8, or I should say Keyboard Pattern Step 8. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the different triad qualities. By that I mean major, augmented, minor, and diminished, and show you a drill to practice those in on each of the triads. It's not too complicated. You know what half steps are, and you know what major triads are. So you're going to take these major triads and practice raising the fifth a half step, meaning the fifth note of the scale a half a step, imagining that each triad represents a triad that's played on the first note of a scale. And you'll get this triad that sounds much like a train whistle. It's an augmented triad. So you could do that starting on any note. Here's G up a half step. Here's D, and then fifth up a half step, etc. So practice, don't practice them individually unless you'd like to. I have a different drill that's a little more efficient. So going back to major, we can find minor by lowering the third scale degree a half step. So instead of C major, that happy sound, we have this more solemn sound. And then diminished is where we keep that lowered third and also lower the fifth note. I'll kind of flatten my fingers so you can see it's gone from E and G to E flat and G flat. Okay, so diminished has diminished in size. It's come down by half steps for both of your top notes that you're playing. So now a little drill to practice these with all the different triads. Major, augmented, major, minor, diminished. You might want to even say that out loud for a few of these just to get used to the names of those and identify them with how they feel. Then you're going to go up a fifth as usual, or maybe should we go down a fifth? Let's go down a fifth today. So F major, augmented, major, minor, diminished, and then go down. And you're going down in the key of F. So in that scale picture of F, we're going down a fifth from this F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's B flat. I'm going to do it up here so it's not as grumbly for you. Major, augmented, back to major, minor, diminished. And then if we were in that scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would be E flat. And then just continue on. Now, there's something to be said for doing this exercise without being conscious of what you're doing. It can just start to be this. And if someone asked you, hey, play a G diminished triad, you'd be like, and you wouldn't know it because you've only done it in this certain way. So I told you to do it in this drill, but if you'd like to test yourself even further, you could do any number of things. You could have someone call out a triad, see if you can immediately play it. You could use a flashcard. Triads, there's things through Amazon you can buy with just different triads written on them and just see if you can drill that way. You could also make keyboard drills out of these. So you could say, let's do C major up and C minor down. And then you could do C augmented in the left hand going up. And just be thinking C augmented, C augmented, C augmented, in your mind. And then you could do C diminished. Sorry, I should have done diminished going down was the idea. So you could do augmented going up, major going down, minor going up, diminished going down. Any combination you'd like, just to drill these a little more so that you can immediately say, oh, an F diminished triad, a G augmented triad, a D minor. More importantly, when you're learning a piece, you're going to start to recognize these triads in your piece. And so now it's not a jumble of massive notes, it's groupings of notes that now have meaning. And eventually, as we continue in our pattern steps, we'll even have relational meaning, I guess you could say, to each other. Why this chord usually comes before that chord, etc. So those are the triad qualities.